Hare Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivadacharya Shtottara Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhutta Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada Anuga ki, Samahita Bhakta Vrinda ki, Taigo Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Shri Guruvayurappa ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki, Shri Gauranitai ki, Shri Bala Gopal ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udidayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, Text 12. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavatya kinchana sarvai gunaistatra samasate suraha harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manoratena sati dhavato bhagi. Please repeat. यस्यास्ति भक्ति भगवत्य किंचन
यस्यास्ति भक्ति भगवत्य किंचन
सर्वे गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः
सर्वे गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः
अरावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा
रावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा
मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः
मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः
5.18.12 यस्यास्ति भक्ति भगवत्य किंचन
यस्यास्ति भक्ति भगवती किंचन
सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः
सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः
अरावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा
रावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा
मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः
मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः
यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत्य किंचन
यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत्य किंचन
सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः
सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः
अरावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा
रावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा
मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः
मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत्य किंचन सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः रावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः
यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत्य किंचन
यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत्य किंचन
सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः
सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः
रावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा
रावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा
मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः
मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवत्य किंचन सर्वैर्गुणैस्तत्र समासते सुराः रावभक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेना सति धावतो बहिः
should I read in Yasya of whom asti there is bhakti devotional service Bhagavati to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Akinchana without any motive Sarvai with all Gunai good qualities Tatra there in that person Samhasati reside Suraha all the demigods Arav unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Abhaktasya of a person who is not devoted Kutaha there Mahat Gunaha good qualities Manorathena by mental speculation Asati in the temporary material world Dhavataha who is running Bahi outside Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki മലയാളത്തിൽ വായിക്കുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയാണ്? ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കാൻ ആരെങ്കിലും വിഷയം തർജ്ജമയൊക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നു. മലയാളം മാത്രം അറിയുന്ന ആൾക്കാർക്ക് ഒരു സൈഡിൽ Translation: all the demigods and their exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge, and renunciation become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga or the honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculations and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy. How can there be any good qualities in such a man? Purport: as explained in the next verse, Krishna is the original source of all living entities. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Mama Ivam Shajiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manashashthan Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. All living entities are part and parcel of Krishna, and therefore, when they revive their original Krishna consciousness, they possess all of the qualities of Krishna in a small quantity. When one engages himself in the 9 processes of devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyamatma Nivedanam, one's heart becomes purified and he immediately understands his relationship with Krishna. He then revives his original quality of Krishna consciousness. In the Adi Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 8, there is a description of some of the qualities of devotees. For example, Sri Pandita Haridasa is described as being very well behaved, tolerant, peaceful, magnanimous, and grave. In addition, he spoke very sweetly. His endeavors were very pleasing. He was always patient. He respected everyone. He always worked for everyone's benefit. His mind was free of duplicity, and he was completely devoid of all malicious activities. These are all originally qualities of Krishna, and when they become a devotee, they automatically become manifest. Sri Krishnadas Kaviraja, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, says that all good qualities become manifest in the body of a Vaishnava, and that only by the presence of these good qualities can one distinguish a Vaishnava from a non-Vaishnava. Krishnadas Kaviraj lists the following 26 good qualities of a Vaishnava. 1. Is very kind to everyone. 2. He does not make anyone his enemy. 3. He is truthful. 4. He is equal to everyone. 5. No one can find any fault in him. 6. He is magnanimous. 7. He is mild. 8. He is always clean. 9. He is without possessions. 10. He works for everyone's benefit. 11. He is very peaceful. 12. He is always surrendered to Krishna. 13. He has no material desires. 14. He is very meek. 15. He is steady. 16. He controls his senses. 17. He does not eat more than required. 18. He is not influenced by the Lord's illusory energy. 19. He offers respect to everyone. 20. He does not desire any respect for himself. 21. He is very grave. 22. He is merciful. Maybe closer to 23, he is friendly. 24, he is poetic. 25, he is expert. 26, he is silent. Yes, sir? Huh? Oh. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunratami Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavani Paschatya Deshatarine Jayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vranda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. when you read this shloka, I think in the back of your mind you're thinking, why demigods and their qualities are being chosen as a standard? Sarve guneis tatra samasate sura. Why that is being chosen as a standard? We have heard about demigods, we have heard about Lord Shiva, we have heard about Indra and his activities, we have heard about all these demigods. They are not really pure devotees. So why that is being set as a standard? Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarve gunais tatra samasate sura. Sura means demigods. So here it is explained in the purport, these are the qualities of a pure devotee. In the purport. So there are pure devotees, there are devotees, and generally there is a standard in human society of good behavior, culture, respect, civilized person, and all that. But out of all these qualities, the most important quality is love of Krishna. Having taken shelter of Krishna and developed love of Krishna. That quality distinguishes a pure devotee from everybody else. That is the main quality. One may be good, well-behaved, nice, good intentioned, and sattvika guna and all those things. They are good, nice. The demigods are supposed to be in sattvika guna. That's all very nice, and that is a good standard for a proper person who is a devotee. Basic standard. But you will also find the gopis, they are like super high quality because of their devotion to Krishna. They cannot be seen in terms of, demigods qualities as a basic standard for. So in this expression here, the shloka before this speaks about associating with devotees. What great benefit you get by associating with devotees. Of course, associating with the pure devotee is the best. But pure devotees are rare as much as pure devotional service is rare. Right? So Prabhupada has established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness so that generally everybody gets association of devotees. Much better than association of people in the outside world. And inside the Krishna consciousness movement, how much you maintain your own personal spiritual purity and your devotion in your life, to that extent you will be useful for Prabhupada's movement in influencing others with pure devotional service. It's up to you. It's up to you. And then there are a lot of opposition in various ways. Anybody who practices pure devotion will be opposed in many ways. The Pandavas were very heavily opposed by demoniac forces led by Duryodhana. But they stuck on and continued to practice their principled devotional service to Krishna. That is important for us to know. Demigods are the basic standard. They all are very well behaved and cultured and highly educated and highly civilized, top class, sophisticated personalities. Although we say that we don't worship demigods, and we hear about Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu and their activities sometimes here and there in patches. On the whole, the demigods are all titled Sura. They are very inclined to following whatever Krishna says, whatever Vishnu says. That is the sterling quality. It's the most important quality. Whatever they be, if as soon as Krishna says so, they will just listen to it. That's all. That is a deciding factor. They will not go opposed to that. Duryodhana will never listen to whatever Krishna says. It's the other side. So naturally somebody who is willing to follow an authority, who is set properly, of course in this case we are talking about Krishna, then they will definitely be of some standard properly. So you can imagine it's very necessary for us to set a standard of quality and behavior and then follow it. Otherwise, human society can never get anywhere. And the amazing statement being made here, if you become a devotee, automatically these qualities will settle on you. These qualities will settle. You don't have to separately endeavor for it. Simply focus on chanting nicely, purely, without aparad, and reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, taking the association of devotees, imbibing it, thinking about it, inculcating it, deliberating on it, and making changes in your life, praying to Krishna, worshipping the Lord, doing all the necessary devotional services, there is no chance that you can get degraded. You can only get upgraded. You can definitely only get upgraded. This is the process Prabhupada has set up, and he has very confidently said, if you do this, the whole world will become Krishna. Whole world will become Krishna, because they will develop good qualities. This is the most important aspect in human society, is how to become a better person. Now they are talking about how to be a better human being, because they don't even know basic human values. We are speaking here about devotee values, which is much higher. In the material civilization outside, they are discussing a lot about humane values, because they will ended up not taking up religion seriously. Religion is all about the Lord and His order and His laws for human society's upgradation. They have taken away religion, and religion also has behaved very badly, for the record. Whether it is Christianity, whether it is Hinduism or Muslim Islam or any other religion, they have not been able to properly explain things and set a standard. And people are by nature human beings and intelligent enough to understand something is wrong here. These religious guys are fighting with each other. This religion is like setting a whole thing on fire. Something is wrong. I don't like it. So yesterday I was in a long conversation with Krishna Swarup Prabhu, and he was explaining to me he had a very fruitful discussion with a very big, multi-million, billion-dollar PSU, public sector unit, and they're thinking about some CSR. And then he said that the person very categorically said, I am not religious, but I am very interested in doing something for you on the basis of humanity. 2-3 times made it very clear, I am not religious. When prasadam was offered, he said, I am not religious, but I'll take it. They want to make it a point, I am not religious, but I know how to do good to human society. I'm better than you religious guys. That's the trend now. That you religious guys are fighting with each other, going to the court, you're doing that, you're doing this. I never expected you to be like this. How will I have value for you? Rather, I know that in human society our human values have come down a lot. Let us increase the human value. Let us be good to each other. Let us help each other. Those things we will promote. Forget religion. So right now the trend amongst good people in society is that forget religion. Let us do something for human beings. Let us build a school here. Let us build some toilet here. Let us keep this properly. Let us do this, because you religious guys are useless. This is the type of thing that's going on. Inside this milieu, we are bringing pure devotional service. Become a devotee of Krishna. And you are seen as religion, another set of religious guys coming with God. In this society, we are trying to preach and say, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarver gunes tatra samasati sura. So you have to know how to communicate this. The best way to communicate is by action. Sometimes people ask questions like, why are you doing food distribution? Why are you doing the social thing? Why are you doing? Because people think we are irrelevant in a climate where religion is despised. If you go and say anything religious, which at first Hare Krishna movement is not just religious, it's completely spiritual and devotional. But we have so that's why when you sit down to communicate with somebody, you've got to place him where is he coming from. From the humane value thing, or from the complete materialistic exploitative type of stuff, or from the religious side, or from the politically religious side. There is, Hindutva and all that. You have people coming from various domains, and to all of them you should be able to give pure devotional service. So many times people get very confused what is what. Because Prabhupada is saying so many things you may say, but this is what scripture is saying. And even inside our devotional service, inside our movement also, there is a lot of questions about, Brahmana, Vaishnava, this, that, everything. Now here is a quality of a Vaishnava, and 26 qualities are described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. This is the meaning of a Vaishnava. So we are all trying to be Vaishnava. In the process they will say take Brahmin initiation. What is this Brahmin initiation? There's lots of unanswered questions. Just connect all the dots and see the whole thing that Prabhupada has presented. So, don't think that demigods are bad. You don't worship demigods. You worship the Supreme Lord Krishna. That doesn't mean that they are bad. You don't worship demigods. They never asked you for their worship. They didn't tell you as a devotee of Krishna, worship me. They're very happy that you're a devotee of Krishna. For those who are not devotees of Krishna, right, and bulk of them are. So for them, demigod worship is there. They take worship from them and award them material things that's required. That is the arrangement of the Lord. He's outsourcing all the material things to the demigods, and the demigods are dealing with it. But if you're a devotee, you don't have to go to the demigod and pray for something, which if you don't want. You can always pray to the demigod for bless me, that I may also become a devotee like you. Markandeya Rishi asked this of Lord Shiva. Markandeya Rishi was Lord Shiva's devotee in his younger days. You know that great story of him embracing the Shivalinga and bypassing Yamaraj completely. He in his later years, he saw Pralaya and he saw the Lord's powerful Maya form. He wanted to see that. He saw that and he saw baby Krishna sucking his toe. In this way, he had darshan of the Lord, and then he became very exalted devotee. And then Shiva and Parvati come again, and Shiva is saying, look at this devotee. How he is. He is not saying, once upon a time he was my devotee, now he became Krishna devotee, let us go. Let us not, He is very happy. Now I want to see him. I want to serve him. I want to give him some boon. And he comes to Markandeya Rishi, and Markandeya Rishi very nicely asks him that you are a wonderful devotee. Varamekam Vranayatapi Purna Kama Vivarshana. Achutta Tat Pareshu Tata Tvai. Forget. Achutam Bhaktim Tat Pareshu Tata Tvai. He said, you're asking me what I want. You Purna Kama Vivarshana. You are a person who satisfies every material desire of everybody. He says that, and then he says, I want to be a devotee like you. He told, I want to be a devotee, Achutam Bhaktim Tat Pareshu Tata Tvai, like you. I want to be a devotee. Areyar, Markandeya Rishi should have asked him, I want to be a devotee like Gopi. Why he is asking demigod? He is Markandeya Rishi, already seeing Krishna sucking his thumb. And he sees Lord Shiva, he is saying, I want to be a devotee like you. I want to be in the association of devotees like you. Right? So it is not that demigods are, like this or like that. They have their Vaishnava side. And when a devotee meets with the demigod, he asks blessings from that side. I also want to be a devotee like you. They are very exalted devotee. Prabhupada said demigods are great devotees. He used the word great devotees. He didn't use the word pure devotees. For some of them, of course, like Lord Shiva, Mahajanas, they're pure and all that. But for Brahma, he used the word very great devotee. Because he was grappling with his service, trying to be this, plus that, so many things he was struggling. So it's a great devotee. So we respect a devotional service at various levels as long as that person has not given up his determination to be a devotee. He's a devotee. And in the material world, everybody has challenges in being a devotee. So when the person is struggling and trying to be a devotee, he is definitely a great person. Krishna is watching him, Krishna is helping him, he is in touch with Krishna and is fighting with his situation. And his desire is to be a devotee. So definitely they are all fully worthy of respect. In this way, we should reciprocate and understand the positions of anybody who is in some way or the other connected with Krishna and wants to make it to pure devotional service. They all will be at various stages. But they are all great because they are all wanting to be pure Vaishnavas, and they are all Vaishnavas. They are all devotees. Right? And at various stages. And we should offer respect to all of them, because we want everybody's blessings to progress in our devotional life. Whether they are juniors or seniors or anybody, we don't mind taking blessings for our progress in spiritual life. You see, Lord Shiva obviously is come to Markandeya Rishi to be of service to him because he is engaged in Krishna's service and he is a devotee. And satisfying him is of a different type than satisfying, all the other asuras that he gave boons to. He also gives them boons. Although he is a Mahajana, he accordingly reciprocates with people so that they will in some way or other take up devotional service. Right? So these qualities make a Vaishnava. Don't think that these are easily achieved. These are a byproduct of your love for Krishna that is developing. So we don't try to separately develop each of these qualities. We simply focus on being a lover of Krishna by performing our sadhana properly and hoping that will happen. Then gradually a person develops these qualities. That is why you can understand a Brahmana by his qualities. So the basic requirement for a Vaishnava is he must at least be a Brahmana by qualification. Samo damas tapas saucham kshanti rajyavam evacha jnanam vijnanam ahastikyam brahma karma svabhavacham. That is why Prabhupada spoke about purification, purascharya, and then developing Brahminical qualities, and at least being clean, being, punctual, being inside and outside clean, all these things he laid it down. He said the basic, human society has got some basis on moral, ethical laws. But in a devotee society, we have a basic quality of everybody rising to the level of being a Brahmana. In terms of qualification, Prabhupada said one doesn't become a Vaishnava unless he becomes a Brahmana. But because we have the stigma attached to Brahminism and Brahminical people, and especially in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, we immediately cannot understand that properly. What Prabhupada means is you should become Brahminical. Bala Maharaj explained to me, saying that Bhaktisiddhanta Sri Thakur spoke about Brahmanata. You will get Brahminical qualities. Definitely basic thing is Brahminical quality. Samodamastapa Shaucham Shanti Rajyavam Evacha, all that is required, and even if you didn't bother about it, it will develop in a person who is completely fixed in rendering service to Krishna. It will gradually develop like that. He become Brahminical by virtue of his qualifications. And it is not that because I'm born in a Brahmana family, I'm already got those qualities. That also is not true. That also is not true. Being born in a Brahmana family has nothing to do with being a Brahmana. This is shocking news for many Brahmanas. Being born in a Brahmana family has nothing to do with being a Brahmana. Being born in a non-Brahmana family has got nothing to do with being a Brahmana. Both of them are true. Being a Brahmana, you can be, if you simply chant Hare Krishna nicely, you will come to the level of a Brahmana. This is what is Prabhupada's explanation in many of his purports. If you chant Hare Krishna nicely, if you render devotional service to Krishna, if you worship the deity, you will become a real Brahmana. And he went around making such real Brahmanas all over the world. Many people were screaming at him and saying, "You're spoiling the culture. Why are you giving Brahma Gayatri to all sorts of lechas and yavanas and all of that?" Actually, Prabhupada is giving more than Brahma Gayatri. He is giving them Krishna. He is giving them, Pancharatrika mantras and everything and telling them to worship the deity of the Lord. He is not just giving them Brahma Gayatri alone. He is giving something even more. And they all become devotees. They are automatically the best Brahmanas. Because they worship Vishnu. Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Sudayah Dirivya Chakshura Tatam Tat Vipraso Vipinyavo Jagruvagum Sasamandate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. They are worshipping the Supreme, absolute truth. And they are abiding by those principles. And they are developing love for Krishna. Naturally they are Brahmanas. And they become more and more Brahminical. So devotees should also see Brahminical nature in another person. Right? Sometimes when you do a service, sometimes you have to adopt certain qualities. Sometimes you have to be a Vaishya. If you are a leader in the Krishna conscious movement, you have to look at money because it's needed organizationally. Sometimes you have to be a Kshatriya, administration and management. But during all these times, the Vaishnava does that only in terms of service. It's not that he's changing his quality. He's not changing his quality. For the sake of the service he is doing. In this way, understanding a Vaishnava also is very difficult. Sometimes you may think that, why did he do like this? Why did he? If you are not very well informed and if you are not very well read, if you don't have experience, you will also misunderstand a Vaishnava very easily on the basis of some neophytish attitude. That's why there's a whole range of things to understand properly, nicely. That's why we should read Prabhupada's books again and again. I just heard this morning Prabhupada giving instructions on back to Godhead to his staff. And Prabhupada they are talking about publishing other acharyas' articles, and Prabhupada is saying, only one article per person you should publish. If you are publishing Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, you should put first Bhaktivinoda Thakur's article, then Bhaktisiddhanta, then my article. They are asking, but founder, no, this is the order you must follow. First you must put Bhaktivinoda, if you are publishing, one article on each book. And then there is a discussion with Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Brahma Samhita can be translated that you put and say, yes you may, and you can do this. Then somebody is saying that, but it is a little difficult to, yes, Bhaktisiddhanta's articles are difficult to understand. And then Prabhupada goes ahead and says, I also found it very difficult to understand when he will give a lecture. Even when he will speak in Bengali, it's very difficult to understand. But I will sit and hear, although I did not understand. And that my Guru Maharaj noticed that he does not go away. He sits, he likes to hear. Prabhupada is openly saying, I did not understand most of the things he was speaking. He's saying that. But I sat down and heard it. Then Prabhupada goes ahead to say, if you hear the transcendental vibration, even if you don't understand, you will come to understand. And then he gives instruction, if you read again and again Bhaktisiddhanta's article, you will understand. He's trying to explain that understanding is not on the basis of intellectual capability, and just being able to read philosophically and have all this great intelligence for it alone. It is transcendental. And Prabhupada is proof of that, because he is saying that I did not understand Bhaktisiddhanta. But he has written all these books, and he says that Bhaktisiddhanta only wrote these books. And he is distributing them, and he is also reading them. He is also reading them. So similarly, qualities also, they are not like something that you are able to see, I am becoming more humble. Now I am 80% humble. I have an app, humble app it is called. You can test all your 26 qualities. And it says there, I did the following questions, and it says that it is 86% here, 20%. Tomorrow all these things are going to happen, I'm very sure. It's not something that you can, just understand mechanically. It is not that, you need to actually find out, I am getting attracted to Krishna, to the Lord, to the deities, to my service, to the chanting of the holy name. That is an indication. All other things are byproducts are going to come to you. If you simply focus on this. This is the meaning of yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarver gunays tatra samasate sura. This does not also mean that I don't care for humility, I don't care for Rasvarnam, I care only for Krishna consciousness. That is also wrong. Of course you value those things. Of course you may not have some of those things, and therefore you must feel bad about it. Why? Because my love for Krishna is not so much that I get even these, other qualities manifest in me. So in this way, a devotee can analyze himself and the qualities in terms of his Krishna conscious progress. Right? And they are real. They are very real. At the same time, we should also not misunderstand an exalted Vaishnava like Prabhupada. You can see instantly he gives instructions. He knows on any subject matter, to do with the organization, to with Shastra, to history, he will instantly give instruction. Very knowledgeable, very well versed. This is the meaning of a pure Vaishnava. He knows. He knows. And you may not like it, or you may not agree with it in the social system that you are in. But he just speaks very neutrally, gives knowledge, Shastric knowledge. In this way we can understand he is above all these binary systems in this world. He is speaking from an absolute platform. He is very pure, and in this way we can follow his instructions. Therefore, following the instruction of a devotee, an authority, is very important. You may even go and discuss certain things with him which you don't understand, or you may even go against certain things he's saying and doing and clarify it with him. But we need, for our own life, we need an authority above us. We need their influence, we need their advice, and we need their... Because Maya will always suggest to you otherwise. To become independent, to become alone, so that she can catch you better. If you stuck to an authority, it's very difficult to reach out and get you. That's the system Prabhupada established. Om Tat Sat, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Any question or comment? Yeah.
Right in the part about the various qualities, when you mentioned that the Krishna consciousness, but when we read, we see, in spite of practicing Krishna for a long time, we are not experiencing this quality. How to diagnose it and bring it to those levels?
This is an introspection that we need to do. I am saying our goal is not to develop these good qualities. Our goal is to develop love for Krishna. And this shloka is saying that if you focus on that, automatically these qualities will develop on the side. They are like byproducts. Our goal is not to worry about this quality. Our goal is to worry about our love for Krishna and our devotion to Krishna. Then these things are taken care of. So coming to your point of, we are not developing these qualities, which means that you are already developed love of Krishna. You should be worried about that, is what I'm trying to say. Why is it that these qualities are more important than developing love of Krishna? We should be worried about our bhakti and our development of love of Krishna. Then to that extent we will be worried about developing these qualities. I hope that connects. Yes, any other question? Yeah.
An online question is that Prabhavi Govi Devidas Madaji. Maharaj, you said basic qualification for being a Vaishnava is to be a Brahmana. What about devotees in other varnas? I mean, Arjuna is a Kshatriya and have Kshatriya qualities. One more question is that.
1 minute. So I think you got me wrong. It is not that type of this thing according to Varna and Ashrama that we are talking about. When Vaishnavas speak about Brahmana qualities, it means those qualities that assist you in becoming a full Vaishnava. Right? A Brahmana who is in Sattvika Guna. It is mentioned in the Bhagavada also. Tada rajastamo bhavaha kama lobhadayaschaye chetayeter anavritam stitam sattve prasiddhati. That gradually by rendering devotional service to Krishna, Rajas, Tamo, Bhava and all of them will slowly disappear. And will become situated in Stitam Sattve Prasiddhati. And Prabhupada explains that this Sattve, Sattva Guna will slowly develop into Vishuddha Sattva, pure goodness. Right? And then it's all about devotion to Krishna. So there is a pathway of purification. When a person is progressing in that, he is a Brahmana. He is not yet become a Vaishnava fully, but is passing through the station of a Brahmana, Brahminical quality station. And we don't get down there. But the bulk of the Hinduism and bulk of people are talking about moksha, jnana, liberation. They all get down in the Brahmana station. We proceed further. Right? We proceed further to get pure love of Krishna. So, Brahminical status is part of becoming a Vaishnava. That is why Prabhupada made a statement, if you are a Vaishnava, you are already a Brahmana. This does not mean that you are a caste Brahmana. No. By Brahminical qualification. Because you are worshipping Vishnu, it will develop in you. In that sense, you should understand that one who wants to become a Vaishnava will go through the stage of being a Sthitam Sattve Prasiddhati, a Brahmana, in terms of qualifications. So when we speak about taking Brahmin initiation, we are becoming dedicated to Brahmanata. I want to be clean inside, outside. I want to have good thoughts. I want to practice samo, tamas, tapas, saucham, shanti, self-control, senses, mind, everything. Because those are prerequisites for being a Vaishnava, naturally. The Madhya Leela 15.108. He's the Madhya Leela 15.108. He speaks about the process and how you go from one stage to the other very clearly. Okay, I hope that is clear. Second question. Anybody else has got a question? Yeah.
Demigod has many qualities. Demigod has many qualities, good qualities. And they are following Krishna's instruction. They are working for Krishna. And they are associated with other devotees like Krishna, Shiva, and still they are doing many mistakes.
Yes.
They are cheating.
That's why they are demigods.
Because that process is not working.
No. Because they are not giving up their attachment. It's not because the process is not working. Process is pakka. You are not giving up attachment. So the process is not working. Yes. But still Krishna solves their problem in many ways. Because they are, following the instructions of Krishna and want to improve. So, Vrindavana Vasis and pure gopis and gopas and things like that in their devotion. But they are inside the material world and they occupy positions of power. And so the Lord is solving the problem inside, if there is any problem, by using the demigods. That is the meaning of nimitta matram, bhavasatya sacha. Krishna told Arjuna also, that become my instrument to finish these asuras. Similarly, he uses also the demigods who are willing to be used to set right dharma and make it easy for their own management. So that is his methodology. Why can't you yourself do it? Well, that's not the way he looks at it. He wants to use the demigods so that they'll get some credit in seva. They get to do some seva for Krishna. It's not that they sit down and hey, you are the Supreme Lord, you can do everything yourself. It is just like in the temple president is, so Prabhu, you are temple president, you have the money, you have the power, you have the position, you should do it. This is the attitude many times, in many temples I have seen. Why I should do it? You are the temple president, you do. See, I am doing here, so I am asking you to do. I have to work through you only. No, you do. You do. Then he has to be explained that I cannot do on my own. I don't have 10 arms and 15 heads that I can operate on my own. It's not possible. You should listen to me. I will listen to you. And we will all work it out together. I just lead. And I have to depend on you people to do it. Similarly, Krishna is telling when the Devas come and complain, he said, Unga department inside here it is happening. So I will use you only to set it right. I am not going to come bring a pure devotee from Vrindavan to set it right. It is not his domain and it is different. I will use you people only because you all think like this. You have this separatist thinking, you want to enjoy matter and I created this for you. Therefore I will make you solve the problem within yourself. Very smart. I will use you only to set this right. Then you will understand better why that is wrong. It's a lesson, it's education, it's a college. So Krishna employs methodologies like that. And it benefits everybody else also. Okay? Yeah. Any other question?
Prabhavi Madhuji asked, so if we haven't developed Brahminical qualities, are we not Vaishnava yet?
You are Vaishnava. Gradually you are in the path of a Vaishnava. You must understand that it is a process. First thing you should understand, it's a process. It doesn't begin and end on the day that you got initiated. That's why it's called initiation. It is the beginning. It's a process, and if you don't go through that process and execute things properly, you may disrupt the process, and you may not get the end result. So see carefully whether you are attending all the classes after taking admission in the college, whether you are reading your books properly, whether you are writing your exam properly, whether you are doing what is necessary to be a student. The process, if you don't follow, you won't come out as a doctor or engineer. You'll be sitting inside only. Then who is to blame? The process is not working, the college is not working properly, the professors are not working properly. Automatically I should come out as a doctor. If you don't work, how will it happen? So maybe you have to reflect and say where I have to shift the gears and make this all right, make this. Don't think Krishna consciousness is automatic process. I know the world is very busy automating everything and using AI for this, for that, everything. But bhakti is something nobody will ever automate. There is no app for that and there is no AI operation on that. You have to do it yourself. Okay? Yes.
Out of the 26 qualities described here, the important quality of devotion to Krishna is not mentioned.
That's why I guess the whole class is about that only. The whole class says we should not forget that. All this is a byproduct of that is what is mentioned in the shloka. But this does not mean that I don't have to worry about it. It will come behind me. I am a great devotee. All these qualities are going to follow me. That attitude also is bad. We should also be gauging our progress in spiritual life according to the development of these qualities. These are secondary things that you can see very easily. To know that, yeah, I think I'm making some progress in spiritual life. On a different domain, on the material domain, you can see detachment. I'm not interested in this anymore. Lost the taste for that. Why? Because your love for Krishna is developing. So these qualities will develop on that basis. They're like secondary things. Primary is love for Krishna. Prema.
So to understand if I am progressing on the primary thing, so the gauge is
Yes,
secondary thing.
this is one way of indicating.
So I am progressing in that
Yes,
language.
yes. You got it. Om Tat Sat, Haribol. Next mantra is Mahaprasadi Govinde. It is the real Maha Mantra, as we all know. Very important. We shall meet. What time we shall meet? You are coordinating the 10:30? Yeah. In the academy.